Here I'll ask perhaps the most important question to you, someone who's definitely well versed in the art of war. If you were asked for advice, Mr. Hodges, what would you say to Ukraine? What should they do? What strategy should they follow? Where should they start and what direction should they advance in?
I believe that Crimea is the decisive terrain. When Ukraine has captured and liberated Crimea, that changes everything. The whole wars will have changed. And I think the General Staff knows that as long as Russia occupies Crimea, that Ukraine will never be safe or secure. That Crimea is like a dagger that's pointed into the belly of Ukraine. So there's no way that Ukraine can settle for an outcome where Russia controls Crimea. And then
are you saying that Ukraine would start, that the Ukrainian armed forces would start with Crimea?
No, I'm coming to that. I'm trying to explain why it's decisive. Okay. And of course, Ukraine will never be able to rebuild its economy as long as Russia occupies Crimea, because it blocks access of Azov Sea. They could dominate the Black Sea coast. So this would make it impossible for Ukraine, I think, to really rebuild its economy as long as Russia occupies Crimea. So that's why the General Staff, I'm sure, has recommended that the liberation of Crimea has to be the priority, not the liberation of Donbass. If I were advising, and of course they don't ask me, nor should they ask me, but if I were advising, I would say, this counteroffensive should aim to isolate Crimea, to break the so-called land bridge that runs from Rostov through Mariupol, Melitopol into the peninsula, break that, and then bring up more and more long-range precision weapons, HIMARS and others, that can then hit Crimea. So the point is to make Crimea untenable for Russian forces.